If you're the type of coach that gets real results for clients, but you feel like everything is coming through you and you want to change that so you're not the bottleneck, this is going to be the most important video you're going to watch. I've been able to have up to about 12 people on my team being in the coaching industry and owning a social media advertising agency. And I'm going to cover a few key points for you today. Number one, we're going to discuss how I finally let go without losing control, how to teach what you do, even if you can't explain it yet. And this is to your team. And also how to train a team member in under 30 minutes. So put your seatbelt on. Let's get it done. So, all right, let's go through number one. So the first is replicating what makes you great through systems. It's first thing. You have to replicate what makes you great through systems. A lot of times you have things that's going through your own head, and you know how to do it because you're great at it. You know how to get results. You know how to attract the clients. You know how to convert people into, your way of thinking, but it's so only you can do it. So you're so skilled and great at it that it's actually harder for you to do it, because now you have to teaching and leadership is a different skill that you may not have. This is one of the reasons that McDonald's became great, because they were able to train through systems, right? So one of the cool things about them is they did right. So when you think about systems, what are the things that they did, right? Ray Kroc was one of the best at making sure that, wow, we got to make sure that we take this system and we bring it everywhere, because this is so great how you do it. So everything from how you make a Big Mac, right, to how you do the fries, and every single part of the process has to be right. This is the reason why McDonald's is all over the world, and although they don't have the best food, they are one of the top restaurant chains in the world. So that's a key piece of it. Now, with that, there's three things that you really want to look at in order to put this into play for your business. So what can you do with this? So number one, you're going to advertise. Two, convert and deliver. So you need a process for advertising, converting, and deliver. So if you don't already have a system and a process, and when I say not just winging it, not just these are kind of the things that I do to generate business. What is your process for? What is your system specifically that you can transfer to other people? My first 5 years in business, I struggled to generate any kind of revenue. My first 5 years, I probably made about 70,000. The second 5 years, I 10x'd it and I made 780,000. So I over 10x'd it. And the only thing that I did differently was put together a process for how I do it. So that's a big piece of it, right? You got to have that system. Number two, second thing. All right, what do we need to do? You need to treat your process like a puzzle. Treat your process like a puzzle. What do we mean by that? So anytime I do puzzles, I have a little system of what I do. I like to start with the edges. Most people, if you've been doing puzzles, you start with the edges. Why? Because the edges are typically the place that you can connect easiest. If you see a round piece round over here, and typically most puzzles look weird, but these puzzles are on the edges if the side of the puzzle is flat. So it got to be on one of the sides. So then it makes it easier. So a lot of times you start with the sides of the puzzle and then you fill it in. So that's what building a system is like. It's like, okay, I may not know, or I can verbatim just say, okay, here are the exact steps 1 through 20. But what you'll say is, okay, here are the big things that need to happen. Here are the big steps that need to happen. Let's say if I'm teaching a team member to help me set up ads, I might say, okay, well, we got to make sure that we have a Facebook page, that we can connect the account to. We have the Instagram account. We got to make sure that, we set up, we set up the actual ad campaign. We got to make sure we do the targeting. So I generally know the big picture. Now the step by now, click on this and click on that. I'm not going to know that off the top of my head, but you can fill that in through video. So there's different things like that you can do. So typically what I'll do is I'll give the overall steps, and then I'll fill in everything else that they may need to see or click on by doing a video recording of it. So that's really key when you want to bring other people in and have them follow your step-by-step plan. So that's really key. So let's say we're looking at so I remember I did I had as I was bringing in virtual assistants, I would actually sit down and I would record, hey, this is what we need to do when it comes to following up with new leads. So I'll show you an example here. And this doesn't have to be complicated. I did this particular one on YouTube, right? So I had a process where I said, okay, well, when we get new leads that come in, every time I have a new lead, I'm gonna put their strategy call information on a sheet. On that sheet, what's going to happen is you're going to take their name, you're going to look at my calendar, you're going to put what happened, you're going to put where they came from, you're going to put what happened, did we meet, did we not meet, did they sign up or close, did they not sign up or close, and then you're going, and then this is how, and if they did, this is the process of what we're going to do for onboarding. So that's a key piece in order to, when you bring on new people, so you should be recording that process. And for me, I just created it as a private playlist on YouTube, and then sent the link, and they'll go find the video that they need. So here's 3 things that you need to do: document, delegate, and duplicate. Document what you're doing, right? Remember I said document it. So you're going to write it out, right? The big chunks, just like the puzzle. You're also going to document it through video, just like I showed you, right? So you're going to be able to show them click by click or however you document it. But I like video, and then I also like having it written. You're going to duplicate it. That means that you're now going to have, you're going to delegate it. You delegating it means, okay, now I found somebody to fulfill this task. So now you have the strategy, you have the procedures, you have somebody to fill the task, and then now you duplicate it. And at this point, they have to show you that they can do the job. They have to show you that they can follow these instructions. And if they can't follow the instructions, you keep working it and doing it to where you can step away, and now they could follow it step by step. Number 3, you don't need more time. You need better use of your time. You don't need more time. You need better use of your time. All of us like, yo, I want more time. But actually, if you got more time, what would you do with it? If you got more time, you think we all need it. But even if you had it, you wouldn't be as productive with it, because you're not being as productive with the time right now. Let's just keep it real. So figure out how to utilize more of your time. That's what's key. So what that looks like is there's a couple ways you can do it. Number 1 is you could, best case scenario is find people who's already skilled, right? So whatever task that you want, if you bring in a videographer, you bring in somebody who does ads, it's best case is bringing in somebody who's already skilled. Good part about it is you don't have to go through training. You just got to give instruction. So that's good part. But the second is, and by the way, a lot of times if you hire someone who is really good at what they do, you may not even have to give instruction. You could just say, yo, here's what my goal is. And that person, a lot of times they actually should be better at you than even the skill. So that's what it looks like. Like the CEO or the owner of the company you should be finding people who are better at it than you. Because if you're better at it, you're always going to find yourself doing it at some point. So that's that. Now, next best case scenario is, okay, well, I'm going to bring in, because sometimes that costs a little bit of money. So, whether you have it or not, if you have the resources, do it. If you don't, you bring in somebody and you train them up. So that's what the best case scenario is. Okay, well, they're not really the best at doing this thing, but you know what? I'm probably better at them than this. Let me train and teach them how to do it. So that's the trade-off, is that then it's going to take them longer to ramp up. They're going to make a lot of mistakes at first. But typically you don't have to pay them that much. So that's the key to that. All right. So I remember I was doing these daily huddles, right? So this is what I do with my team, daily huddles. So let's say I have my virtual assistants, and every single morning we'll meet, and even just for 30 minutes, and then I'll train, and then I'll say, hey, here's how we can do this better. Here's how we can follow up better, follow up faster. Do the same thing with my setters and my salespeople. Same thing. You do a training. Okay, let's listen to the objections, how you overcame it. Let's talk about how you can be more productive with the reach outs. Make sure that you're doing a double dialing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? This way, this is how you actually get them good. And all it takes is 30 minutes. It doesn't take 2 hours. 30 minutes a day, meet with your team, help them get better at whatever their job is. And then from there, you actually leverage your time. You might have 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 people on the team. You meet, everybody know what they need to do. And then now you just got a lot of your time back that you could use for higher leverage activities. So that's what you want to do. So remember, you don't need more time. You just need to be able to utilize your time in a better way. All right. So my challenge, my action to you is going to be, I want you to track, teach, and train. Track, teach, and train. Track that they're actually doing the job. Make sure that you can actually see the results. Teach, you're teaching it. You're saying, okay, here's how we can do better. Here's the adjustments that we need to make. And then train. Teaching and training is 2 separate things. Teaching is basically instructing, hey, we should do this, we should do this. Training is, okay, let's do it again. Like if I'm training a salesperson on my team on how to be better at calls, I'm like, okay, say that line again. Say it again. Okay, let's practice again. Say it like this. That's actually training when you're being very repetitive over, and then you have them do it. Do it again. Have them do it again. Say it again. Try it again. Okay, let me see you go through the flow again. Okay, let me see you click there. Okay, cool. Let's see how fast we can get this done. You might put somebody on a time. Let's see how fast you can set these ads up. Go. Right? So that's training versus teaching is just instruction and basically giving mentorship and or advice. All right. So that is what you need to do. You know what I mean? So that's how you do it. So, when you're somebody who's so skilled, sometimes some of these things could slip by you because you're the best, but utilize these strategies and it'll definitely help you be able to remove yourself as the bottleneck in a way that allow you to be able to scale. If you liked this video, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment and subscribe if you got any kind of value out of this video. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.